1, lalo na sa ating mga early birds na participants. Of course, good afternoon sa ating speakers na present. Yan. And sa mga ating participants, as you can see, kasama na natin ang ating mga speakers sa Zoom room. Yan. Sige. Sige, tignan natin kung sino ang ating mga early birds. Yan. Good afternoon sa iyo, Miss, or, yeah. Sorry guys kung makaano. Just correct me na lang, ha. Rene Quintana Dennis, hi. Thea Navarrete, hi. Trisha Ann Del Monte, hi. Ayana Joyce B, hello. Yan, good afternoon sa inyo guys. Thank you sa pagiging early sa ating ThinkTalks. Yan. Kumusta kayo? Kumusta kayo? Okay lang guys, but ano, right, sige. Let's try na individual approach kung hindi kaya ang shout-out style. Yan, sige. Pili tayo. Yan, sige. Build up lang. Dapat ma-realize nyo na tatawag ako. Pagtatawag ko isa-isa. Don't worry guys, hindi ito recitation. Kamustahan lang. Alright. Sino ba? Let's try. Sino? How about? Sunod lang kay Sir Ralphie. Hi, Ramona Ramos. Kamusta? Kamusta ka dyan? Hi, Ramona. Hi, Mona. Or Ramona. Kahit sa chat na lang guys mag-reply. Okay lang. Kamusta? Yan, meron tayong unang hello of the day. And good afternoon. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much, Ramona Ramos. Yan, sige. Mukhang hindi naman pala AFK ang iba nating participants. Sige, try natin isa pa. Si Rene Quintana Dennis. Hello or good afternoon. How are you? Yan, thank you so much. Good afternoon din. Yan, thank you so much, Rene. Tama ba, Rene? Or Rene? I'm not sure. Nagbabasa lang tayo, guys. Sige. How about naman? Sige, ating mga early birds. Thea Navarrete. Hi, good afternoon. How are you? Hi, good afternoon po, Miss Glidel Ballesteros. Hi, good afternoon, ma'am. Hi, good afternoon sa ating speaker. And Ma'am Glidel, good afternoon. And good afternoon din, Thea. Thank you. Yan, sige, last sa ating mga early birds, si Miss Trisha Ann Del Monte. Good afternoon or hello po. Yan. Thank you so much. Thank you sa ating mga participants and early birds. Sige, may mga bagong pasok. Forgive me kung mali ang aking pag-pronounce ng inyong pangalan. As of course, nagbabasa lang tayo. Good afternoon po, Miss Siran Otmar. Tama ba? Sorry po, nabubutcher ko ang inyong mga names. And I will be, I apologize in advance kung mali ang aking pag-pronounce. Yan, good afternoon, Miss Siran Otmar. Hi, good afternoon. Mukhang AFK si ma'am. Or baka na-offend na mali ang pag-pronounce ko ng kanyang pangalan. Ayan. Sige. Ay, ayan, thank you so much, ma'am. Good afternoon din po. Ito, na-miss ko na overlook ko, kumbaga. Maria Lourdes Akayan. It is actually pronounced Zairian Guatemar. Zairian Guatemar. Okay, thank you so much for clearing that, Ma'am Zairian. Yeah, thank you so much. Ayan, hi Maria Lourdes, thank you. Hello. Ayan. Siguro ang expected nating mga participants ngayon ay mga estudyante. And of course, sino ba naman ang hindi aware na nakaka-exam pa lang natin? Sino pa lang ang galing sa exam or may recent exam, ganyan? Ako, galing ako sa exam. Ayun, hapon yung exam ko. Yan. Sino sa ating mga participants dito ang ito? Yan. Naka-survive sa ating midterms exam. Yan, yung hinahanap kong term. Midterms exam. Yan, mukhang wala pa. Mukhang lahat mga freak. Sana. Moral. Yan. Ayan, may bago tayong nakapasok. Hi, Mr. J. Camero. Good afternoon sa'yo.
Good afternoon po.
Yan, thank you so much. Ang unang ating participants na nag-open mic. Yan, thank you so much. Sige. Sino pa bang nami-miss out ko? Siyempre yung mga OSA, hindi natin pwedeng i-interview or i-ano. Siyempre. Yan. Ito, hindi ko pa ito na-tao kanina. Hello sa iyo, Tyron Dale Landes. Hi.
Hey po, good afternoon.
Thank you. Si Sir Vons, okay lang daw siya. Ayan. Buti yan, sir. Okay tayong lahat for ThinkTalks. Sige, tinitignan ko ang ating participants list. And hopefully yung iba nanonood sa ating YouTube live and of course sa tama ba sir, sa FB live din ba? If I am not mistaken. Nasa FB live din ba tayo? Or YouTube lang? YouTube lang. Nasa YouTube lang. So ayan, ayan sa mga ating mga students, merong YouTube ang ating OSA. Ayan. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe sa ating live ngayon. Ayan. Sa mga nanonood sa atin from YouTube. Ayan. Sige guys, wait lang natin ang ating oras kasi in a few minutes, ayan, we will start the program. And I'll leave you to yourselves kung magsa-CR na kayo, kukuha kayo ng snacks or whatever. Ay, Adno Osa is the channel. Yan. Please type Adno Osa sa ating YouTube and of course subscribe. Yan. And it's free until you change your mind. Okay. Pwede naman mag-unsubscribe. But it's better to subscribe. And good afternoon sa ating mga bagong pasok. Hindi ko kayo may isa-isa kasi I lost track na ng kung sino yung mga ating mga early birds sa ating mga bagong dating. But of course, kayo pa din ang pinaka-early na participants. Hindi natin yan mapagkakaya. So thank you for your time. Ay, ito si Ina and Yana. And Ayana. Ay, good afternoon sa inyo. Kayo pala ang bagong dating. Yan, good afternoon sa inyo, Miss Ina Feliz Marie Angat. Good afternoon or hello. And of course kay Miss Ayana Joyce T. Good afternoon din. Yan. And of course, bago tayo magsimula guys, it's always welcome to comment or at least react lang or send a react our way. Yan, to know na hindi kayo AFK na hindi lang ako dito talak ng talak na nag-iingay lang sa inyong mga devices. Ang weird, di ba? Isang lalaki kanina pang ang ingay-ingay dito sa Zoom. Na ano kaya to? But anyway, ipapakilala ko sa aking sarili maya-maya kasi in a few minutes, we are about to start. Yan. And of course, yung naka-flash sa ating screen ay ating mga house rules. Of course, you are encouraged to follow ito kasi for a very, very good program. Yan. Kasi rules have structure and of course, structure. At di natin napaganda. Sorry, hindi tayo civil engineer. Structures and whatnot. Good luck sa mga nag-exam ng may subject pa silang structures. Good luck na lang. Basta meron yan. May mga computation nila, mga buildings, houses. I'm sorry. Basta, yun yung alam ko. So, sa mga CE dyan na nating mga viewers, yan. Forgive me na lang. Alam niyo naman na hindi ako civil engineering. Or kung hindi man. Yan, speaking of courses, since na ko naman na din, na-mention na din, sa ating mga participants na andito, pwede naman ata natin i-request na yan, i-type niyo yung mga mga courses niyo kasi malay niyo yung mga kasama niyo ngayon sa Zoom ngayon ay mga ka-course niyo lang pala, guys. Kasi yan nga, with limited face-to-face, siyempre hindi natin alam. So ako magsimula, ako ay BS ECE. Ayan, nagta-type na ako, guys, ha. Sana sumunod kayo, ha. Yan, thank you so much kay Ma'am Sarian. Tama ba? I will practice saying your name right. Yan, BS Accountancy, BS Psychology, hi. BS Biology, hi. CSE. Yan, BS Biology, Peeps. Ayan, dalawa na ang BS Biology natin. Ayan, may BS Accountancy din. O, tignan nyo, guys, magkakaano lang pala kayo. Maybe you know that already, pero ako hindi. So, thank you sa pag-participate nyo, guys. Yan, BS Accountancy, BS BA, tama ba? Bachelor of Science in Business and Accountancy, Business and Accountancy, Accounting Information Management. Ayan. Bachelor of Science in Accountancy, hi. BSB, PhD. O sige, I'm not familiar yet but I know sa sa ABBS na college. Yan. Yan, BS Biology, hi. May mga CSE peeps and mga bio peeps. May mga kakilala ko sa mga bio peeps. Yan. Mga napaka-cool na course. Mga lalo na sa mga field work nila. Kasama ko one time para sa thesis. Ang saya. Climb kami ng mountain. Yan. Kung di ko alam ang course nyo, ha, pero pag thesis nyo, good luck. Field work, BS Biology. Yung sinamahan ko, nag-trek kami ng isang mountain to Mount Iriga. If you haven't kung hindi pa kayo nakapasyal sa Iriga, yan. Mount Iriga, andun po siya. Yan, halata naman based sa name. Yan. Sige. Yan, thank you so much, BS Biology, BSBS. Thank you. Sa ating mga participants, to our 22 participants, including me, kaya 21. Pero sige, participant na din naman ako. Okay lang. And hi sa ating mga YouTube live audience. Hi! Excuse me. Throat irritation lang. Hindi to COVID. Vaccinated tayo. Yan, be vaccinated. Yan, kaya naging posible itong mga programs. Magka-limited face-to-face. Limited face-to-face with particular courses. Of course, siyempre mga lab activity is needed for technical courses. Ayan. Sige. And of course, thank you so much. Isa pang thank you sa ating mga napaka ano bang tamang word? I am wording this properly, guys. Para hindi naman kasi live tayo eh. Napaka-participative na mga and thank you sa mga nag-participate na mga participants. Ayan yan, kailangan natin i-word kulangan na tayo ng vocabulary, guys. Basta kayong mga nandito sa Zoom ngayon, thank you so much for debating. Kasi later on, madami pa tayong mga surprises. Kaya nito, kasi we're trying new things out. Kasi, yan. Yan, kasi nag-change ang mga bagay-bagay. So, yan. Sige guys, bear with me lang ha. Sige. Sige guys, may ilang minutes pa tayo, no? Yan. We're still waiting for a few people. Sige, check natin. Check natin ang ating mga participants. May mga, tignan natin kung naalala ko yung mga una kong natawag. Kaya hindi ko na sila tatawagin kasi alam na nila. Kaya, ito, di ko pa ito nakita kanina. Harvey Luneta, hi, how are you? Good afternoon. Hi, Harvey. Tama ba? Harvey Luneta. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Ayan, good afternoon. Good afternoon din, Harvey. Thank you. Thank you sa pag-reply. Yan, next is Jonabel Palado. Ang ba, Jonabel? Good afternoon, hello. Hi, kamusta? Galing bang exam? Wala pang participants sa atin na nagsabi kung galing sila sa exam. Alam ko. Ay, hello, Jonabel. Hello. Thank you sa pag-reply. Wala pang nagsasabi kung galing sila sa exam. Siguro tapos na bang, last week na ang midterms. Pero syempre, may mga prof pa din na medyo late. Kasi currently at Lenny's HQ po. While I think, wow, thank you. Wow, very nice naman, Jonabel. Currently at Lenny's HQ. And thank you for serving and volunteering or helping Ma'am Lenny for his cause. Ayan. We are very much honored to have sa team ni Lenny. Or at least you are at Lenny's HQ. Di ko lang sure kung anong context dyan. But I hope I'm right kasi nasa Lenny's HQ. Ayan. Thank you sa pag-share, Jonabel. Thank you. Ayan. Let's see. Marilis Beth Kasaul. Yan. Again guys, kung mali ang pag-pronounce ko ng inyong mga pangalan, please correct me na lang. I am very welcome to change as all of us must do. Yan. Marilis Beth Kasaul. Sorry ha. Ma'am Marie Lisbeth. Good afternoon. Hello, AFP pa? Hi, good afternoon. Yan. Hello po. Good afternoon. Thank you. Yan. Nakaka-surprise pa rin pag nagre-reply sila. Kasi hindi naman... Yan. New experience, guys. New experience. Very nice. Yan. Sige. Siyempre, di ko naman pwede tawagin ang sa ating speaker kasi later pa yan. Later pa sila. Yan. Sino pang di ko pa nakita kanina? Ayan, unang Z ang pinakaunang Z sa ating participants. Ma'am Zoe Villanueva, hello, good afternoon. How are you? Ayan. Good afternoon. Ay, wow, sir. Sir pa. Okay lang, sir. Pwede naman. Sir. Sir. Zoe. Sir Cap. Sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying, Sir Zoe. Yan. Thank you so much for correcting me. Ayan, yung misunderstanding. Kung hindi natin yan na-clear up. Thank you so much. Kung hindi natin yan na-clear up na miss Miss, basta yung Miss, may misunderstanding. Sorry guys, nawawala na ako ng vocabulary. Ang hirap kaya mag-English sa panahon ngayon. Alright. Okay. Sige, check na natin ang time. Okay. I guess we can now start. Again, guys, please stay with us for we will start the program. Right, good afternoon once again, everyone. Kumusta po kayong lahat? I hope that you're still safe and hopeful during this time of pandemic. And of course, ready for this afternoon's ThinkTalks, Everyday Magis, Season 3. My name is Jack Ivan Dialdal, third-year ECE student and a member of the Ateneo College Red Cross Youth, and I will be your MC and moderator for this event. To formally start, may I invite everyone to join in the invocation. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Prayer for our nation during the COVID-19 pandemic and the upcoming national and local elections. Almighty God, Lord of the universe, and Creator of everything, we come to you seeking your mercy, divine protection, and your will for us to confront the COVID-19 pandemic and the forthcoming national and local elections, to choose the national and local leaders of our country. Merciful and compassionate Father, we confess our sins and we humbly come to you to find forgiveness and life. We come to you in our need, begging to halt the current COVID-19 pandemic, healing for those afflicted, strength, courage, competence, compassion, and protection to health workers who care for them. Eternal salvation and peace for those who died. And throughout this tribulation, may our families and communities be consoled and comforted by your merciful love. We pray that you guide the people tasked to find cures for this disease and to stem its transmission. Bless our efforts to use the medicine developed to end the pandemic in our country. We also pray that the forthcoming national and local elections may truly reflect your will, O Lord, who guides the destinies of nations. We beg you to deliver us, Lord, from coercion, intimidation, violence, and terrorism, from dishonesty, lies, and all distortion of truth, from bribery, graft, and all conspiracy for fraud, from gullibility to the deceptive and blindness of perspective, from threats, intimidation, and perverse language. Lord our God, we beg you to give us the grace of a discerning heart in choosing the next set of national and local leaders in the forthcoming elections. Let our conscience be our ultimate norm. Let the common good be our highest goal. Let human dignity be respected all the time. Let the poor and the weak always have the priority. Let the care for creation be our utmost priority. Let solidarity guide the path of peace and development. Let genuine fear of God and love of neighbors guide those who seek public office. Shepherd of souls and Savior of the nations, politics is your gift to us, a call to serve others and grow in holiness. Guide our politics as you guide our lives. May our political engagement for voters and candidates bring glory to your loving name and help us grow in holiness. Grant all these through the intercession of Ina, our Blessed Mother, and our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, God, forever and ever. Amen.
Name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you so much to the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines for the revised Oratio Imperata against COVID-19. Okay? Sige. Are you ready for this afternoon's activity? Because before anything else, let's first have an icebreaker. Of course, to loosen up our bodies and our minds after a long day of ACADS. This icebreaker, I hope everyone would simulate naman. This icebreaker is called Show Me. It's a bring me with a virtual twist. It's a bring me game with a virtual twist. A very classic game but still makes your heart pumping with excitement. I know that you're very familiar with this game, but let's still have a rundown of its mechanics. Okay, first and foremost to those participants that would like to participate or are present in this Zoom, I will be asking our participants to open their cameras for the whole duration of the game. Right? Hindi naman buong, buong ThinkTalks. Duration of the icebreaker lang. As such, with the Bring Me, I ask for the items that you need to look for in your area. And once I give the signal, grab the item that I requested, bring it back, and show it on camera. Make sure that you click the raise hand button on the reactions tab in Zoom. And that is the only time you will only be called if you are able to click the button. Once I check if you brought the correct item, congratulations, you have won. Please take note though, you can only win once in this game. So kindly close your camera once you have won. And of course, the prize will be sent to you through GCash. Yan, nakita naman natin sa ating mga promotional posters from Advocacy na you can win prizes up to this certain amount of money kasi nakalimutan ko. Sorry guys. Namamayantal black, but okay lang yan. Basta meron tayong prize ha. I hope you all look forward to it kasi ako hindi ako makaka-participate kaya wala naman tayong prize kasi ako yung host, hindi man ako pwede laro. Ayan, sige. I hope the mechanics are clear. Okay ba? Chat, but ano naman dyan? Isang reaction naman dyan guys sa ating mga participants or comment kung okay ba. Kung okay ba. Yan, meron na nag-open cam. Thank you, thank you. Ayan, maraming mga reactions. Thank you. Yan, thank you Ma'am Thank you Miss Ramona. Thank you Ral sa ating mga nag-react. Ma'am Diana, hi, good afternoon. Yan, thank you. Mukhang narinig naman ako. Sige. Sige. Good luck sa atin. Ay, good luck sa atin. Good luck sa ating mga participants. Ayan. Yan. Pwede na tayo mag-begin. Okay. Bring me or show me. first item. School ID with Ateneo Lanyard. Sige, Ateneo Lanyard. Ateneo. Yan. Ateneo Lanyard guys ha, hindi Ateneo de Naga Lanyard para sa atin, hindi Ateneo de Manila, Ateneo de Davao or State University. Dapat Ateneo de Naga. With your ID of course. And syempre ID. Yan, and open your camera and kindly click your raise hand button para makita ng ating mga participants. Para makita agad sa ating grid. Yan. Ang una nating nag-open cam si Miss Jonabel. Si ma'am. Ay, ako pala yung hindi naka-open cam. I'm sorry. Hindi pala ako na ano. Yan, Miss Jonabel. Hi. Yan. Take note guys ha. Ano ko lang ha. Since open cam naman lahat, you are needed to raise your hand para mapunta kayo agad sa unang pila ng Zoom. Yan, para makita ko agad kasi kanina nga hindi ko nakita na off cam pala ako. Sige. Miss Jonabel Palado, hi. Good afternoon po. Yan, pakita po open cam. Quick interview lang po. Interview lang. Yan. Sige, pakita po ng ating ID tas lanyard. Ayan, tama ba? Nakikita ko. Yan, siya naman po yan. Sige, tama naman. Yan. Yan. Sabi ng ating Sir Vons, open cam to those who want to join the Icebreaker. Yes. Very encouraged po ang open cam. Ayan, Mas Jonabel. Hi, ano ba? Since, ano nga yung, hindi ko kasi nakita yung course. Course nyo, ma'am. Ano pong course nyo? And year siguro, okay naman siguro tanongin. Year and course.
Hello po.
Hi. Solid Lenny. Call si ma'am. Hi. Ang background ni ma'am.
So, from ano po ako? BMHP student.
BMHP. Meron din BMHP student kanina. Sige po, anong year na po?
Third year na po.
Third year. Very nice. Third year. Lapit na. 1 year na. Graduate. Sige. Congratulations. Ayan. And since nauna si Ma'am Jonabel, congratulations. Nanalo ka sa ating first prize sa game. Of course, hindi ko muna i-disclose kung ano yung prize kasi i-announce natin yung winners sa ating OSA. But of course, i-contact ka po ng isang OSA staff. I-note po nila kung sino ang nanalo sa ating prize. Ayan. Okay na po, Ma'am Jonabel. Congratulations. Yan. Next item naman tayo. Next item naman, bring me or show me. Kung nasa bahay ka ngayon, below with cartoon design. Ayan, sige. Sige. Sino bang nauuna? Raise hand button guys ha. Raise hand button. Tapos, dapat andun na yung andun na dapat yung item. Cartoon design. Sige na, cartoon. How ang general ng cartoon ha? Sige, raise hand. Raise hand button. Nakikita ko si Tyron. Nag-thumbs up siya. Sige, okay na yan. Hand na din naman ang thumb di ba sir? Okay na yan. No? Pwede na
Wala
siya.
ako sir, wala akong raise hand. Pero ano po?
Wala kang raise hand. Sorry. I am, being inconsiderate. Okay lang. Sige. At least, nagawa niyang paraan. Sige. Tyron. Hi. Sige, pakita natin ang pillow with cartoon design.
Sa Digimon po, sir.
Yan. Oy, Digimon. Classic yan, ha? I grew up with Pokemon, pero syempre, naano pa naman natin si Agumon, tas yung nga yung sabi niya. Basta yung nagiging angel pag nag-Digiball. Ayan. Nagsusupport si Ma'am Jonabel. Go BMHP. BMHP ka din, di ba? Tyron?
Yes
Ayan.
po, sir.
Anong year na?
Second year po.
Second year. Very young. Joke. Sabi sa malalaman niyo yung age, kung gano'ng katagal din sa atin iyo. Ayan, sige. Yan, dahil dyan, Tyron, congratulations! Ikaw ang ating second winner. Ayan, ikukontak ka na lang na amin ng OSA. Hindi mo amin, may team ako? Okay. OSA, ng team ng OSA, syempre. And of course, good luck. Na-take note ka na niya. Sige, thank you so much, Tyron. Next item naman tayo. bring me or show me your organization shirt. Yan, organization shirt. Kung meron kayo, org shirt. And of course, take note, once lang pwedeng manalo, guys. Kasi syempre naman, it's to others. Wala tayong, hindi man to sports kasi nito intram sa ThinkTalks to. Walang MVP ng Bring Me, ha? Sige, org shirt, plus points yan kung suot nyo pa, no? Sige, sino ang ating lucky winner na may org shirt? Sige, show me, guys. Show me. Di ba brand yan ng cellphone? Show me! Sige guys, sino? Org shirt. Excuse me. Pro. Org shirt. Org shirt. Sino ba? Wala akong nakikita sa ibang participants natin. Okay lang guys maging shy, pero syempre hindi man dapat tayo maging shy forever. Mag-i-interview, may mga interview, sa job interview pag graduate nyo. My God. Syempre ako hindi naman. Sige, siguro mahirap yung org shirt kasi nag-online, mahirap na magka-souvenir from organizations. Sige lang, okay lang. Ito siguro, next item na tayo. Siguro. Next item is show me or bring me Ateneo uniform na necktie with or without pin. Or with pin para mas okay. Sige, pin, necktie na may pin, necktie na may pin. Yan. Thank you sa mga naka-on cam. Kung hindi kaya ng data, understand naman. But of course, you're missing out sa ating mga prizes. Yes. Sayang nga Gcash sana yun. Pang ano pa yun? Pang load. Ayan, si Ma'am pinapractice ko yung pag-pronounce ng name mo kanina. Ma'am Saryan. Close na ba? Hindi pa din. O sige, practice ko lang yan. Na kasi natabunan na ng chat. Ma'am Saryan, sige, hello.
Hello po.
What course nga ulit and year? Okay lang ba tanungin kung anong year?
Hello everyone, I am Zai, second year, taking up Bachelor of Science in Accountancy.
Ayan, Zai Rian, may pinorward sa akin. Zai Rian. Tama ba? Or close na. Sige. Yan, tignan natin ang yung item. Ba't sinesensor ng Zoom itong pin? Yan, okay na. Okay na. Yan. Nandyan na. Qualified na necktie with pin. And dahil dyan, Ma'am Zai Rian, congratulations! Ikaw ang ating third winner ng ating cash prize. Of course, cash na kasi Gcash. May iba pang dinideliver ang Gcash. Yan, ikokontak ka na lang ng aming team. Ng aming team. Sino ba to? Si Kasoho. Ng OSA team. Yan, sige. Congrats again. Next item naman tayo. Sige. I hope meron pa sa atin may winners. Kasi may pinanda bagang siyempre hindi naman confident ang OSA mag-post ng prizes kung hindi naman ready. Diba? Yan. Next na i-bring me or show me. Next item is book. Book na you are currently reading. Yan. Reading. Sige. Ayan, sino bang nauna? Ayan, si Miss Daniel Francisco. I'm sorry, Miss Ramona. Naunahan ka lang sa pag-click or siguro sa internet. Hindi natin alam. Madaming mysterious na mga factors na di natin But again, sige, Ma'am Daniel Francisco at may tama bang nasa background? San Francisco Beach? Coincidence lang ba yan or sinadya mo yung background mo?
Ay, yan lang po ang available.
Yan lang yung available. O ganda ng timing, no? Sige. San Francisco Beach yan, no? If I'm not mistaken. Or mali ako. Siyempre, hindi mo taga dyan. But of course, yan. Sige. What book nga, Miss Daniel? Nawawala pag nasa background. Yan.
Pero
The Law.
Obligations po, oblicon.
The Law and Obligations and Contracts. Nako. based from your book, i-assume ko anong course mo related ba sa law? Ano bang course and year mo? Okay lang ba?
BS Accountancy po.
BS Accountancy. Anong year na?
First year po.
Ay, first year ang ating I guess ina-assume ko na, youngest year. Wala pa naman atang grade 12 sa atin. Oh, sige. First year, BS Accountancy. Ayan. And dahil dyan, congratulations, Miss Danielle. Ikaw ang ating fourth winner. And na-take note ka na ng ating ng OSA staff ng iyong prize. Iko-kontakan na lang yan, ha? Baka may... Sige, congratulations again. Sige. Dito naman. May sunod naman na i-bring. Sige. Ito na ang last. Last na to pala, guys. Last na to. Siyempre, may iba naman sinet aside na pang sinet aside for awards. Sige. Next naman, or last na ipapa-show me or bring me is sino ang maka-show or sing ng Regnum Day. Sige, pangmalakasan to guys. Singing of Regnum Day kung gaano ka loyal towards Ateneo. Siyempre, kahit online, siyempre nadinig natin yan. Regnum Day guys, ang ating team. Sino ba ang may lakas ng loob? Parang mapapakanta ko ng lakas ng loob. But anyway, ako na tuloy napapakanta. Pero kayo dapat ang kumakanta guys kasi may prize na pagkanta ng Regnum Day. Sige, sino ang may lakas ng loob? Hindi naman kayo aalay. No? Kakanta lang naman guys. Sige. Regnum Day. Sino gusto? And siguro, i-assume natin na since kakanta, medyo extra yan. Extra exposure. If you have the talent, why not? Sige. Or kahit hindi naman, if you can sing along to Regnum Day, okay din naman. Panalo pa din kayo. Sige. Sino ang kaya magkanta na Regnum Day? Na-miss nyo? May cheers pa din ba pag naalala ko na tuloy yung mga pag-cheer pag for SEM kasi yung mga cheer nung may face-to-face pa. But, ayan. Sige, sino? Check natin. Regnum Day. Thank you sa pag-react ng heart, Ma'am John Abel. Hi. Sige. Ma'am Ramona, thank you sending a react our way. Sige, thank you, Ma'am Ramona. Sige, sino ang kayang kumanta ng Regnum Day? Sige. Mukhang ano pala, nakalimutan ko pala. If you want, pwede natin lagyan ng accompaniment. Kanina baga nag-play ng Regnum Day sa start ng ating program. So, may kasama na kayo guys. So, hindi kayo matatakot na mamali ang lyrics or mali ang tono kasi may accompaniment na. Sige, with this new information, sino ba ang gusto magkanta ng Regnum Day? Kasi may prize naman guys. May parang indirectly, talent fee na to. Talent fee. Yun. Sige. Meron ba? Kaya ba? Or item na lang ba gusto nyo guys? Sige, gusto kong hingi ng opinion ng ating mga participants na andito. Item na lang ba? Ay! May raise hand. Ma'am Ramona. Oh, wala yung raise hand. Change mind ba?
Hello po.
Yan. Hi, Ma'am Ramona.
From the start po.
Ay, ano lang. Ang napag-usapan natin, kahit start to half or kahit saan na kaya mo. With accompaniment ba gusto mo?
Ay, wag na po.
Wag na. Sige, acapella tayo. Sige, Ma'am Ramona. On your, cue? Okay lang yan.
1, 2, 3. Here's Ateneo's marching song. We sing of victory. From boyhood days to manhood years, high shall our purpose be. Regnum Dei is our cry, our fame and glory too. We'll fight and win, or fight or die, Ateneo for God and you.
Wow naman! Yan. Tama. Thank you sa mga nag-react ng clap. Tama naman, guys. Na kinumpleto nga ni Ma'am Ramon na yan hanggang last lyric pa yun. Ay, kasi ako rin, hindi ko naman kaya na walang kampanya. Kaya na-request ko na back ng kampanya. Kasi hindi ko naman very memorized ng Regnum Day. And kung kanina nakita nyo, may mga raise hand. Basta pag kakanta ng Regnum Day, may mga ganyan. Kasi very ceremonious. Kasi kumbaga into the view. But anyway, konting trivia lang yun. Kasi congratulations, Ma'am Ramona. You are our fifth winner sa ating prize. Yan. And of course, ikukontak ka na lang ng OSA team. Sige. And of course, with that, after singing Regnum Day, that means that ends our Icebreaker activity. Again, congratulations to the winner. The OSA will, of course, contact you on how you can receive your prizes. And for the rest of our participants, of course, please stay with us for more surprises. Okay? Now, let's formally start our program. Just to give you, our dear participants, a brief background on our online activity this afternoon. So hear me out, and this is what ORGSFest is about. The Office of Student Affairs, or OSA, offers an activity for student organizations called Student Organizations Festival, or ORGSFest. This activity is held every semester for student organizations to gather in one joyous event to express their uniqueness and meet other organizations. ORGSFest, as part of the formation program, seeks to help build the community substantially based on their shared Ignatian spirituality, where the student leaders in their respective organizations build solidarity in an ever deeper discovery. This event also promotes dialogue and collaboration, where student leaders and members can freely communicate and exchange experiences of hopes and aspirations, showcase their skills, talents, and arts to their fellow students and the university, and an avenue for students to develop their leadership potentials and for them to find the organization that they can align their purpose with goals and values of their chosen organization. Furthermore, this activity helps each Atenean in their organization to work as a team in the spirit of Magis to creatively express themselves for the recruitment of new members and their income-generating projects, or IGP. Lastly, ORGSFest is an avenue for Ateneans to pass on their will and fire to the upcoming Ignatian student leaders. As the pandemic affected our lives on what we perceived as normal, the ORGSFest transitioned into an online setup and adapted new activities for it. One of these activities is the TEDx-like virtual series called ThinkTalks, Everyday Magis, or ThinkTalks for short, which features young alumni who had significant experiences as leaders or members of ADNU college organizations and are now contributing to varied fields or causes. Through this event, OSA hopes to provide our students with narratives that will inform them of what life in the student organization is like and encourage them to join or be active in our roster of recognized people. Today's Think Talks will be its third season of sharing stories from our alumni and OSA. And of course, OSA is hoping to release more seasons as the year progresses. As the world slowly opens up, we might see a Think Talk season in which you will be able to talk with alumni face to face. Let's all hope and pray for that. Okay, let me now share with you the schedule of today's events. There will be two parts. The first part is the sharing of our alumni stories and experiences, while the second part is the open forum. Excuse me for the brief pause. If you have any questions or comments to the presentation of the speakers, kindly post them on the Zoom chat box or For those viewing via YouTube, you may indicate them in the live chat. Please state your name, your name, the school or organization you represent, and your brief question or comments. Later during the open forum, we will address them through the respective speakers and reactors. E-certificates will be given to those who pre-registered and who will accomplish the evaluation form. We will provide the link for the evaluation at the end of this event. We hope that you will gain new and insightful learning from ThinkTalks. Okay? Allow me now to introduce you our first resource speaker for this season of ThinkTalks. Okay? The Nescius Ralphie Nescio is a graduate of Ateneo de Nava University with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology and a licensed psychometrician. At present, he serves the Commission on Higher Education as Chief of Staff at the Office of the Executive Director of CHED. Back in college, he was active in several school-based student organizations such as peer coaches, student and kaabay volunteers, or PCSKB, Association of Psychology Students of Ateneo, or APSA, and Supreme Student Government, or SSG, as well as the National Group Psychological Association of the Philippines, or PAPJA. He was also an active volunteer of the Office of Student Affairs, especially in several offerings of the Ateneo Leadership Development Program. He has years of experience and training being an event organizer, facilitator, host, and resource speaker on various topics like facilitating and peer coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Sir Ralphie.
Hello everyone, good day to you all. I'm the Nacious Ralph M. Nescio. You can call me Ralphie or Queer Ralphie. So I'm one of your speakers for the ThinkTalks series brought to you by the Office of Student Affairs. So I was asked this question: what were your major involvements in college, student organizations, and what were your reasons for joining the organization? So let me start by sharing with you the organizations that I joined in the span of my college life. No? So first, I became one of the student volunteers of the Peer Coaches, Student and Kaabay Volunteers Group, or PCSKV group of the College Guidance Center, or CGC. So I was a member at first for the first year with the PCSKV group. Then later on, I became one of the working staff of the orientation seminars, or the ORSEMs. Then, after which, siguro na kita nila yung potential ko to be a student leader, I was elected one of the officers for the PCSKV core group, no? Wherein I was the one who handled the personal spirituality group activities. Later on, for the next ORSEMs, hindi na lang po ako staff that time. Nawa nila akong one of the committee heads for the ORSEM, so which was the Secretariat Functions and Operations head. Okay? Then, aside from that, for the next year, I was also working as the Training and Manual Committee head of the Ateneo Facilitators Brigade Committee. As I progressed with my life as a student volunteer at the PCSKV group, or CGC, I eventually applied for to become one of the peer coaches or the PCs of the CGC. No, then I got accepted. Then later on, also became the peer coach representative of the core group of the PCSKV of the CGC. So aside from the PCSKV, I also was part of the college athletics office as a student manager. So during my time with the college athletics office, I was invited or tasked to facilitate the team buildings or the smooth interpersonal relationship activities of the student athletes and varsity teams or groups. Aside from that, during the sponsorship or the hosting of the Ateneo de Naga University for the Jesuit Athletic Meet, I was also tasked to be the correspondence and communications head for the same. Then for the co-curricular activities, I was involved with, of course, the Association of Psychology Students of Ateneo or APSA as a member, and later on elected as the External Vice President or EVP of the APSA. Because of this, I was given opportunities to go to Manila to meet the other officers. I was given a chance to meet the other schools and other psychology students all over the Philippines. And to my surprise, I was elected as the first Secretary General. And during one of the PAPJA conventions, I was able to be given the chance to host one of its events with 8,000 students, no, at the SMX MOA Convention Center. Moving forward, naging volunteer din po ako ng OSA. So I was part of VOSA. So very enriching po experience din sa OSA. Aside from being a participant, as I was a student leader back then, I was also involved as a working staff for the various OSA activities. No? So from the Orgs Fest to the student organizations conversation circle to the various training, web seminars, workshops sa AWIL, naging participant and staff din ako. And of course, there was a time na naging rin ako, public address system announcer, no. And aside from that, I was also part of the Supreme Student Government or SSG. I was eventually elected as the chair of the Ateneo Directorate of Student Organizations or ADSO, and represented the umbrella organization in the Buklod Atenista National Leader Summits and Mid-Year Conferences held in Xavier University, Ateneo de Cagayan in Cagayan de Oro City, and the Ateneo de Manila. So why did I join these various organizations? First, the very basic reason that I had during that time is I wanted to volunteer, to help, and to share myself and to serve. That was basically the reason behind. I did not seek any parang I did not treat this as a resume builder, no. To be honest, hindi ko yan naisip talaga nung sumali ako sa mga groups na to. I just felt that, wow, parang maganda sumali sa group na to. Parang masaya. Parang maraming magandang experiences, maraming activities, maraming makikilala, and maraming matutulungan, no? And totoo nga, nung nag-apply ako, naging volunteer ako, I was able to really help the various student groups and organizations that I was part of in any capacity, no, whether mag-member ka or you're a leader or officer. I was also able to share parts of myself, yung talents ko, yung my person in general, no. And I was able to find meaning, purpose din sa pag-serve sa community, sa Ateneo community. Okay, next question. What are the impacts of the student organizations on your profession, vocation, advocacy, causes, values, and other life choices in your adult life? So, I have 5 things, no? First is self and other awareness. Through the Ateneo, through my life as a student and a student leader in Ateneo, I was able to discover this very important thing, no? Self and other awareness. First, self-awareness. Natutunan ko makilala ang aking sarili through various ways, various activities, various experiences. Nakita ko rin dito yung kahalagahan ng empathy. So not only empathy sa other people but also empathy for yourself. So maganda na through the experiences that I got sa student organizations, I was able to gain self and other awareness. So I got to know myself better, other people better. I gained friends and mentors for life. That's one. So self and other awareness. Number 2, Magis. So for Magis, dito sa mga skills development, I was able to discover my talent on writing, events management, people skills, hosting and facilitating, no? And of course, my leadership potential. So, through my experiences sa student groups and student organizations, I was able to discover na I have this certain skills pala. Ay, magaling pala ako dito. They give me opportunities to really try a lot of new things and discover na ay, magaling pala talaga ako dito. And of course, hindi lang sa magaling pala ako dito, talagang ay, kaya ko pala ito gawin. Ay, madali lang pala itong gawin. Ay, magagamit ko pala ito sa involvement ko as a volunteer or as a working staff sa mga various activities or student groups sa Ateneo. No? Ayun. And until this time, during sa current work ko ngayon, nagagamit ko yung mga natutuhan ko nung ako'y estudyante pa lang sa pagsusulat, sa pagsasalita. Nagagamit ko yun ngayon sa trabaho ko ngayon. So, currently, my work really involves a lot of writing, speaking and talking to a lot of people, coordinating to a lot of people, managing a lot of activities and events and programs and even projects. So, I really owe it to the Ateneo and of course the student groups and organizations where I was involved in sa pag-develop ng aking skills for helping me discover these skills, no, and letting me have giving me the opportunity to really share my talents. Okay, so that was number 2. So number 3, so cura personalis. So I learned to listen intently. This strengthened or established my belief or value system, no? Kasi, di ba, tinuturo sa atin when we help or become persons with and for others, there is a need to really see cura personalis, not only for other people but for yourself, personal care. Okay, then number 4, another impact sa current life ko ngayon is the saying na we should find God in all things. So I try kahit papaano, although not that consistently, no. So dahil sa sobrang busy rin sa life and we tend to forget to really pause, to really see and examine how was your day, what happened, where was God in this situation. So basically the formation that I gained through my involvement in student organizations helped me be reminded to stay grounded and revisit my whys, see the Lord's will, and the beauty of His creation and plan. So medyo mabigat, pero yung simple habit lang of really doing your daily exam, pausing for a while, reflecting on things happening in your life, the events of the day, seeing the meaning or value of these things to your life, and listening to the message of God, no, sa lahat ng experiences mo. And last but not the least, number 5, natutunan ko rin itong kasabayan na to by St. Ignatius of Loyola. Choosing the more loving option. So, with my experience in my current work or in my other involvements or engagements professionally, I really try to look at things or options, especially if may dilemma tayo. And especially if we'll be doing something or if we'll be doing major or perhaps quite minor decisions. It's really good to really see what is the more loving option. So these experiences helped me to learn to apply Ignatian ways of choosing the more loving option. Okay, what are your tips or advice to current and aspiring student leaders of the university? So again, I have 5 for everyone. So first, see yourself first before the world. Siyempre, di ba sabi nga nila, you can't give what you don't have. And our life is a never-ending process of self-discovery or self-awareness. So it's very important to really know yourself, your capacities, capabilities, talents, your skills, your personality. And in a way, pag mas kilala natin yung sarili natin, we know what we can give, no? And what we can offer. So it's really good to be self-aware and get to know yourself first. And syempre, sa process na yan, you'll be able to do empathy not only for yourself but with others, because as a student leader, dapat you have this relationship with your stakeholders or your co-students. And maganda yung relationship na yan if ikaw, bilang ikaw, ay healthy rin, di ba? Sabi nga na ni Ma'am Kathy Bobby is one of our psychology professors during her talks with the College Guidance Center, a love rendezvous ang title ng activity. Sabi niya, a healthy self is a healthy relationship. So, for me, leadership is really a relationship with the people you work with. So, one way to help us really maintain a healthy relationship, be effective leaders, is to also be healthy with ourselves. No? So, we should not forget to take care of ourselves. Mas natutunan ko yan ngayon after maging student. During the pandemic. So, one way to also take care of yourself is to know your limits. You let others do also the work, no? Hindi lang dapat ikaw lang lahat, no? Hindi ka mag-isa dito. You work with other people, you work with teams. And of course, maganda rin that you have mentors or ates and kuyas who will guide you, or who will listen to you, who will comfort you, who will be with you as you journey as student leaders, sa college. Do what you love and what makes you happy. So give your all in everything that you do. Hindi lang yung tingi-tingi, hindi lang yung parang kaunti lang. Dapat give your all in everything that you do. Apply Magis or doing more. And of course, mas magandang gawin yon if you really love what you do and it really makes you happy. Number 3, ang natutunan ko naman, tips, or advice sa beginning student leader is every day is a chance to be the best version of yourself. So every day is a chance to be the best that you can be. So although it's not easy, may times na mapapagod ka, you will tend to give up, but just rest but never give up. Number 4, don't be afraid to make a change or make a stand. Assert even if you seem to be alone. There are times na talagang you will be met with certain situations that you need to decide or perhaps face resistance or opposition from other people, those people who don't agree with you, no. But if you know na nasa tama ka, mas loving yung option na yun, don't be afraid to really make a change or be the change or assert your stand or position. Kahit na you will feel na baka ma-alienate ka, ma-isolate ka, or perhaps you'll be alone in this struggle. Sige lang, kasi sa totoo lang, you're not really alone. Last but not the least, it's very important to listen intently. So, listen intently. Hindi lang active listening na alam ng kausap mo na nakikinig ka, na you respond to their kumbaga statements or sharing. Very important din na you really listen intently. Yung with intention ka talaga to listen and to understand and to respond to your sa kausap mo. And don't forget to make friends and be a true friend, no? So, marami kang makikilala sa journey niyo as student leaders. Value them. Learn from them. They will really be a significant part of your life. Be the calm amidst the storm. So, one thing rin yan, try to be as much as possible gentle or kalmado nga sa pag-usap sa ibang tao. I believe mas effective way yun kaysa sa very loud or perhaps very full of conflict na conversation. So yeah, be kind always as much as possible and be grateful for every day, and pray. There will be difficulties, no, especially sa student life. But pray. God will always be with you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Sir Ralphie, for the insightful sharing. Unang tumatagad sa akin kay Sir Ralphie is yung pag-join ng student organizations is not actually resume builder. Hindi siya mga accolades or mga i-display sa resume mo. Kumbaga, parang ang dating noon yung statement na yun, hindi siya resume builder but a builder of ourselves. Student organizations let us grow, kumbaga, kung mga ganyan. And of course, gusto ko din yung linya na to volunteer, to share myself, and to serve. With, of course, the ignition values of our personalities, finding God in all things, like that. Yeah, thank you so much. And yan yung nakuha ko, guys. Kasi before we proceed, yan yung nakuha ko sa ni Sir Rocky sa talk ni Sir. So, kasi before we proceed to our next speaker, I will ask questions sa ating viewers about the sharing, syempre. Kasi anyone that can answer the question, syempre sa amin galing yung questions. Kasi check namin kung nakinig nga talaga kayo kay Sir Ralphie. Ayan. And of course, pag naka-answer, you will receive a prize. And of course, yeah. Again, instruction lang, kindly click the raise hand button below if you want to answer the question. And reminder lang guys, ang totoong prize dito is the learning that you gain. Itong prize na to is more on incentive na lang. Bonus na lang. Sige. Anyone that can answer this question from Sir Ralphie is, if you can give at least 3 involvements of Sir Ralphie back when he was a student leader. Yan guys, dun sa sharing niya, pinag-rundown ni Sir kung ano yung mga orgs niya, anong mga positions niya. And of course, yung sabi natin kanina, tulad dun sa show me or bringing the game, is once lang pwede. So, again, give chance to others guys. Walang MVP dito kasi lahat tayo panalo kasi natututo tayo guys. And may mga bonus yung iba kasi. Yan. naglaro, and yan, may lakas ng loob mag-answer. Sige. Once again, I will repeat the question. Give at least 3 involvements of Sir Ralphie back when he was a leader. Yan. Sige. Waiting tayo dyan. Siyempre, raise hand kasi may prize. Okay lang guys, ha? Try. It's okay to try kasi malay nyo, swak pa din yung 3 try nyo. Okay, try. Ayan. Ma'am Maria Lourdes, ayan. Sige. Give 3 involvements to Sir Ralphie.
Sige po. First po is yung pagiging part po ng sa ORSAM po. And second is yung pagiging part po ng PCSKB po. Tapos yung third po is yung pagiging pagiging able to speak sa PAPJA po.
Sige. Naglista din ako ng mga ano ni Sir eh. Kasi pasiguro lang. Pero syempre, sinong iba pang makakonfirm yan kundi si Sir Ralphie? Yes, correct daw. Ayan. So, Ma'am Lourdes, ayan, may signal na sa akin na correct. Yan. And congratulations kay Ma'am Lourdes sa pag-answer ng ating question. So, ibig sabihin, nakinig si Ma'am Lourdes sa ating speaker. Ayan. Of course, thank you again, Ma'am Lourdes, for answering those questions. And again, for those who aren't able to answer, we still have 2 speakers. So, may chance pa tayo din. Again, listening has its awards. Yan yung tamang phrasing. Sige. Okay. Let me now introduce our second speaker. Glay Mandane Ballesteros is a full-time community development worker at Gelasio Ayason Foundation Family Farm School. There she serves as an acting guidance counselor, human resource development officer, researcher, transformative education tools or HET program officer, and teacher. Outside of GIYF FFS, she also works as a holistic wellness instructor. In fact, she has already been invited by different schools and universities to conduct training and share her knowledge on a wide array of holistic wellness practices. Her passion in community development was first ignited in ADNU as a student volunteer and leader. She devoted much of her college years at the Center for Community Development Volunteers or CCD Volts as president and other capacities. Despite the pressure of maintaining a high QPI, she always made sure to devote time to community work where she felt most alive. She obtained her BS Psychology cum laude and with several other graduation awards including Achievement Award and the Brother Sergio Adriatico SJ Gold Fifth Pillar Medallion Award. After graduation, she joined the Jesuit Volunteer Philippines or JVP Batch 38 to continue her mission of serving communities. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Ma'am Glay.
Athenians! My name is Glydel Mandani Ballesteros, but you can call me Gly. And first of all, I would like to thank the Office of Student Affairs, or OSA, and the Ateneo community for inviting me to share my stories with you. To give you a little bit of background to what I'm doing right now, I'm a meditation teacher, I'm a capacitar practitioner that promotes body literacy, I'm a Reiki 3rd degree practitioner, Reiki is a form of Japanese relaxation, and I share some of the wellness tools at my Facebook page, Kagandahang Taglay. Aside from that, I am a full-time community development worker here at Helasio Ayason Foundation Family Farm School. And I also do some volunteer works for the Federation of Family Farm School here at the Philippines. So I spend most of my time teaching, designing, and facilitating different workshops for our students, their family members, teachers, and other members of the community. When I was in college, I was part of 4 different organizations, namely APSA, Center for Community Development Volunteers or CCD Volts, Campus Ministry, PCSKV as Kaabay Volunteer. But I spend most of my time with Center for Community Development Volunteers or CCD Volts. I will base my sharing from my experiences as a Volts. Today, allow me to share with you the 3 life lessons that I got from my experiences as a volunteer of CCD, and the acronym for that is SPF or Sunblock Protection. Charot lang, joke lang po. SPF, S for Spiritual Development, P for Pureness of the Mind and Heart, and F for Family Orientedness. So get comfortable, grab some snack, light some incense, and allow yourself to just relax as I share my stories with you. Ready? Okay, let's dive deeper with S. S for Spiritual Development. The different outreach and immersion program of CCD Vaults helped me to develop a deeper relationship with God. It allows me to see God in different lenses, and in my 4 years of visiting different communities, it allowed me to see God in all things, in suffering, in joy, in hardship, victory, in the eyes of the people we are serving, in the eyes of my co-volunteers, in misfortunes, and in happiness. So this is our volunteer shirt. I hope you can see it. Seeking, finding, seeing God in all things. And this shirt reminds me of how God unfolds His presence in my life. In my work here at Helasio Farm School, the Ignatian Formation in action helps me to continue moving forward. It's not easy, especially now that because of pandemic, we are teaching our students through modular distance learning. We have limited time to see their faces, and there were a lot of concerns. Since I'm part of the management committee, we are the recipients of all the concerns from the students, to teachers, to the family members of our students. And sometimes you would ask yourself, Lord, bakit naman ang hirap ng pinapagawa mo? Diba? But you see, without these challenges, you will not grow. And every time there are surprising concerns, I will go back to my experiences with vaults. You might not be able to cognitively grasp the reason right now, but trust that God will send everything that you need. Actually, when I was a volunteer, one of the main concern is financial aspect in order to serve our community. And I cannot exactly remember how we always come up with a budget for our activities because we always need to raise funds. But all of our activities were made possible because of loving and generous people. And trusting God is a spiritual maturity that started to develop when I was a volunteer. That is until now very much relevant with my vocation here at Helasio Farm School. And now, T for the pureness of the heart and mind. This is the second value that I was able to develop when I was a Volts. Whenever you question your capability as a student leader or as a volunteer, always go back to love. Yes, always go back to love. Say it again, one more time. Join me. Always go back to love. If you remember that you were able to develop a love not just for yourself, but also for others, you will always be guided. I must admit that sometimes we have different intentions in joining an organization. It could be for selfish reason at first, but along the way, inevitably, we are able to develop a love expanding not just for ourselves but also for others. And allow this love to purify your heart and mind. Because a pure mind and a pure heart will give you enough strength and courage to carry on despite of different challenges. When I was a third year college, I was elected as a president of CCD Volts, and that time I was afraid. Yes, because I cannot imagine how can I survive that year since I'm working as a part-time student assistant. I'm also a Savior Scholar. So in our dormitory, we need to maintain at least a Dean's Lister KPI. We need to attend daily mass. We need to attend different formation programs. And also, I'm a sister. I'm also a daughter. I have a lot of concerns. And with that time, I'm also a third year psych student. Just a third year that time. So at the start, actually, I was doubting myself if I can lead the organization with Magis, because I have this a little bit of insecurity that I might not be the perfect fit for that position. But thank God, He guided me in my journey as a student leader. He sent loving people that helped me in doing courageous and outrageous activities with pureness of heart, with pureness of mind. Yung mga activities na akala mo parang ang hirap gawin, hindi mo aakalain na masusurvive mo. And it happened, di ba? Nangyari yon because God sent me different people, like my co-volunteers, our lolos at the office, especially Lolo A. Thank you, Lolo A, for your guidance. I love you so much. And they were the reason that I got the Outstanding Student Leader Award that year. So I believe that award is a community effort. It's not only for me. It's also an effort of my co-volunteers. And the intense love to serve others was developed through the CCD Volts. Me and my co-volunteers were not rewarded financially in our activities. We actually experienced a lot of challenges, but I was able to experience a different kind of abundance that is beyond worldly things. This sense of service continued after graduation since I joined the Jesuit Volunteers of the Philippines, batch 38, and I was assigned here at Helasio Farm School as an Assistant Sustainability Development Officer. And after my volunteer program, I decided to stay here because I believe that advocating for the different programs of our school brings joy and aliveness in my heart. So our program are organic agriculture, meditation, 3 acts of goodness, body literacy, ecological practices, body, mind, and spirit wellness infused to the academic curriculum. And This is the reason why I called my work as a community development, because I'm juggling different roles such as acting guidance counselor, human resource development officer, teacher, and researcher. But I'm happy, and I actually don't care much about the title or the job description in my work, because I want to be part of the sustainability of our school. I really want to see our unique Halasio Farm School to thrive and to serve more people, marginalized students in the upcoming years despite of the low financial counterparts from the students. And this is the reason why we raise funds through grants and proposal to different organizations. I know in my heart that I wanted to serve God through Halasio Farm School, and the experiences from CCD Vaults helped me in transcending some of my limitations. It allows me to really be flexible. When I was part of Vaults, when I was in college, sometimes in our outreach, I'm a teacher, I'm a facilitator, a leader, a follower, a conflict resolution manager, a planner, a marketing officer. So I was able to experience different kinds of roles that I thought I will not be able to perform well. And I'm surprised with myself kasi nasabi ko na lang, nakaya ko yun. But I know na hindi kasi ako nag-iisa at that time. I have my co-volunteers with me. I have God with me. I'm not alone in my journey. And I know I will attract the people that I need, the skills, the knowledge, and the opportunities that I need when I cultivate the pureness of the heart and the pureness of the mind. And for the last value or life lesson that I got from CCD Vaults is family orientedness. CCD Vaults is not just an organization. They are my family. They are the reason why I look forward in going home to Naga, and the volunteers accepted me for who I am. Sarap talaga ng mayroong karamay, no? Sa kahit anumang mangyari, kahit nasa taas o nasa mababang point ka ng yung life, nandyan yung mga orgmates, college friends, teachers, professors, moderators that help you go through each phase of your life. They are with you in order to help you or just accompany you in whatever circumstances you are. And I'm so grateful for all of them. Thank you so much. I love you all. And the organization helped me to really value friendship and family. And I learned to apply the cura personalis in action. Not just in my mind, but also in how I deal with different people, no? So may mga iba't ibang tao kang makakasalamuha in your workplace. And I hope that you'll be able to remember the SPF, S for spiritual development or spirituality, P for the pureness of the mind and heart, and F for family orientedness. And these values can be developed when you join any of the organizations at the Ateneo. To end my sharing, I would like to ask you this question. Kung tatanda ka at babalikan mo ang iyong college life, mayroon kayang ngiting guguhit sa iyong mga labi? And I'm grateful that the organizations that I joined, not just CCD Vaults, but also the other organizations that I mentioned, helped me to answer yes with a smile. Again, this is Glidel. May you be filled with loving kindness. Namaste.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma'am Glay, for the very willful and insightful sharing. I like the part where Ma'am focused on the relationships that you build when you join student organizations. You don't, yeah, you have your friends, but it's different when you have friends with a common purpose. But of course, your org mates are your friends. But I'm just emphasizing that the relationships that you build when joining student organizations is very different. So I'm just saying it's my way of encouraging you guys. And to answer Ma'am Glida, I would like to answer Ma'am Glida's question. If I were to look back when hopefully when nakagraduate na and I'll smile like this. If I remember this, I'll most definitely smile. Yan. And thank you so much, Ma'am Glay. All right. Sige, na-expect nyo naman na to eh. Hindi na to surprise, guys. After makinig sa speaker, second round ng ating question. Sa ating mga viewers na nandito. Again, raise hand ulit tayo if you want to answer. And here is the question. What are the 3 life lessons that Ma'am Glay shared? Kindly give the acronym and its meaning. You can also give a brief explanation on each life lesson. Sige. Sa ating mga nakinig kay Ma'am Glay. Any? Sige, any one of our participants would like to answer the question. Siyempre may prize, guys. Hindi yan ma-exclude sa ating experience ngayon. Sige. Anyone? To repeat the question, what are the 3 life lessons that Ma'am Glay shared? Kindly give the acronym and its meaning. You have the option to give a brief explanation on each life lesson. But it's okay if you want to try. Right? It's okay to try, guys. Welcome po, ma'am. And of course, thank you din po for your presence and of course your sharing. Sige guys, try natin. Alam ko nakinig din kayo kasi ako meron ako napulot. And kayo, meron din kayo mapupulot guys, hindi lang prize, syempre learnings din. Sige. Parang mali yung phrasing ko doon. At yung banat ko, hindi lang ang learnings ang mapupulot nyo, kundi prize din. Yan. Tama naman. Yan ang mimix ko. Sige. Sige, try lang guys. Or, okay lang po ba ma'am if yung mag-give lang nila yung acronym and mas-spell out nila? Dun, yung answer dun sa question. Okay. Sige guys, yes. Miss Aubrey May Ramos. Sige, may signal na tayo kay Ma'am Glida. Sige, try po. What is your answer?
Dun po sa talk kanina, yung sa life lesson, acronym is SPF. Then, si joke pa nga po, sun protection. Anyway.
Kinig talaga si Miss Aubrey. Sige.
SPF, S stands for spiritual development. P stands for pure oriented. Hello po. Naririnig niyo po ba ako?
Sa akin sa part ko medyo may gap. Parang can you please repeat?
Okay.
Or lang?
Sige. S is for spiritual development. Second is pureness of the mind and heart. Third is family oriented.
Yan.
Okay.
Yes. Congratulations, Miss Aubrey. Yan, nakinig talaga si Miss Aubrey. Yan, yan.
Thank you po.
Yan. And of course, dahil dyan, may prize ka. SPF lotion delivered to you by OSA. Joke lang. Hindi. May prize ka, syempre, from OSA. Same with our participants that answered. And of course, yung mga nag-participate kanina sa ating icebreaker. Yan, yun yung term. Yan. So again, thank you so much, Miss Aubrey, for participating. I-contact na lang kayo sa prize ng OSA. Sige? Again, we still have one more speaker. So again, listen attentively kasi magiging rewarding to, guys. For sure, magiging rewarding to. Kasi may bonus na eh. Besides the learnings, may prize. Sige? Now, let me introduce our last speaker for this season. Dr. Diana Aborde Makilan is a graduate of ABBS Education, major in English, magna cum laude, at the Ateneo de Naga University. She was also a recipient of the prestigious graduation awards, such as the Very Reverend Francis D. Burns S.J. Gold Medallion and the Brother Sergio Adriatico S.J. Gold Fifth Pillar Medallion Award, as well as an Achievement Award. Her committed involvement as president of Samahang Tagapagtaguyod ng Edukasyong Pilipino or STEP COE for school year 2008 to 2009 and as ADNU Pathways president school year 2007 to 2008 made her one of the regional awardees of the 10 Outstanding Students of the Philippines or TOSP in 2009. Currently, she is the principal of Gainza National High School. She also serves as a learning facilitator in the different division and regional trainings and seminars for teachers and school heads. She believes that her participation in various student organizations shaped her to become an efficient education leader. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Diana.
Hi, good afternoon, Ateneans. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you loud and clear, bro.
I'm currently here at San Fernando National High School. We are giving training to school heads, so pardon if you would be hearing some background that I hope it might not disrupt our discussion or sharing. I was intently listening to the previous two speakers, and I guess what the three of us have in common is the belief that volunteerism in student organizations are indeed powerful tools in making our activity or experiences meaningful. So again, good afternoon and thank you once again, OSA, for inviting me and allowing me to share in this endeavor. Let me share with you my major involvement in college organizations. First, I started as a member, of course, of Samahang Tagapagtaguyod ng Edukasyong Pilipino. When I was in fourth year college, I became the president, wherein we spearheaded a lot of activities for our fellow education students. Of course, as education students, we had a lot of capacity building for our fellow teachers wherein we provide extracurricular activities so that our fellow students would be good in teaching in the future. Aside from that, I also joined ADNU Pathways. It was similar with advocacy in our STEP organization, but it focused more on reading. So every Sunday or Saturday, we would go to various public elementary schools and conduct our reading sessions. I remember going to Leon Q. Mercado High School, or another one is in Napatan Elementary School, wherein we would conduct reading among non-readers or slow readers. And also, I was a member of Gabay because I was part of Education Honors Program. Yes, I was a scholar back in college, to which I'm very grateful to all the opportunities that was given to me. And also, I joined Kadunong. Kadunong is the student publication of the Education Department. I was a frustrated feature writer, and I was fortunate that they were able to at least hone my skills in writing. There were a lot of activities back in college that I could still remember that I joined, but it was not really the whole year round part of or kind of membership. I joined Tulong Dunong. It's, I guess, part also of the CCD vaults wherein we went to Duminurog, Calabanga, and the one school that I mentioned a while ago, Inapatan, in Nabwa, where we actually conduct summer classes, tutorial, remediation. It was at the time that we would stay in the place, walang uwian. We would be joined by other volunteers and then teach these kids for a given duration of time. And then I also joined Orientation Seminar Facilitators Guild. Siyempre, hindi magpapatalo ang Education Department. We would think of different cheers whenever the department is called during the ORSEM and cheered as if we own the gymnasium at the time, though we are the smallest department among all the departments in college, in Ateneo. I'm grateful to these experiences, and I still remember being given a lot of opportunities like attending seminars, conferences, not only within Ateneo campus, but we also went to regional, we also went to the national field. The reasons I joined those organizations primarily because I was a member by default. I was a part of the education department as an education student, and so being a member was not difficult at all. Also, some of the reasons included peer influence. I must admit, back in college, we used to join organization because our friends were there. So we enjoyed the company of each other. We were recruited, we were recommended, and so it was fun doing activities with our peers. It was for the sake of simply enjoying our college life. But staying in that organization is different. Say, for example, Pathways or in Kadunong or even in Tulong Dunong and Orsem. It requires certain extent of commitment and volunteerism to stay in the organization. The engagement in various activities helped us enjoy team building. Helped me enjoy team building activities. Even up till now, I would give team building activities among my teachers because I recognized the importance of that activity so that we could work well as a team. I also enjoyed different activities, not only with my friends, but my newfound friends back in college. Simple way of doing the props for stage decoration, cutting letters, posting them on the stage, going home late because we still have to prepare a lot of paper session guides for facilitating. These were the things that I actually enjoyed and helped me stay in the organization. Culminating activities. I would remember enjoying band performances as part of our culminating activities back in college. There were also some formation activities. I clearly remember how many summers I spent when we attended AWIL along with the student leaders in Ateneo. The impact of student organization in my profession, in my advocacy, in my life right now is indeed intense. It gave me more meaning to my present status because I'm a school head. But back when I was a teacher, I started as a teacher in public schools. The one that was mentioned by Sir Ralph a while ago about getting to know yourself better is indeed an important tool when you enter adult life, but after college and the career world, because you get to know more about your strengths. And sometimes things that you don't know you can do, you will just be amazed how other people would say that they believe in you and that actually motivates you to do even more. You get to know your strengths, you get to know your goals in life, you get a better version of yourself, and of course, some points for improvement because we believe that we are not perfect. And so when we join organization, we realize that there are certain skills, even attitude that we need to improve in ourselves. Now that I'm a school head, I actually had 3 schools already. My 3rd school right now is Cainsa National High School. Decision making is very crucial in my job. If I had not experienced what I experienced in student organizations, I think it would be very difficult for me to deal with different people. Ma'am Glidel a while ago mentioned about dealing with diverse people. And in organization, as young as we are in college, we are already meeting different and diverse kinds of people. People that you like, people who don't like you, people whom you share same interests, and people who might not be sharing that same love or passion as you are. And so, in that way, you are already developing the skill that you can please a lot of people or all the people, but respect is necessary. Okay? Back in college, we used to organize a lot of activities, planning activities, doing committee works, assigning people to do the tasks. I thought it was just for the sake of these activities. But now, as a school principal, and of course I'm a member of different committees, I realized the significance of those experiences I had. The kind of meetings that you would like to facilitate, the evaluation of the activities that you had, the minutes of the meeting that you have to prepare because you're assigned as the secretary of the organization. Those were all meaningful experiences where I gained practical knowledge. It was, I thought, nothing before, but now I realize I owe a lot of my learnings right now to the organizations I joined in college. And of course, I believe my leadership skills were developed in college. I now it's kind of difficult. It's not only the decision making that makes it more difficult, but because there are a lot of things that must be done. The work is too demanding, and in organization we learned how to do selfless tasks. Sometimes we just love doing things out of service without asking anything in return. Okay, and so in terms of my life choices, it has an impact on me because I ensure that I always provide quality of work even though my job gets too demanding. Hindi nawawala ang Magis. Improving yourself to be better and better, to be able to provide excellent services for other people. And also, since I'm in the public sector, education sector, though sometimes my work is too exhausting, I always remember that in Ateneo, I learned cura personalis. I learned how to give back to my community, just like what Ma'am Glidel has mentioned a while ago. And I'm grateful that my friends back in college are still my friends right now. You can find real friends in the organization who will help you, who will motivate you, who will make you laugh in times of things wherein you cannot anymore imagine how to struggle or how to survive. And as in relation to what I've said a while ago in terms of handling different people, conflict management is also an important thing that helped me, that I learned from the organization. It's because there are different things that you didn't expect, and there might be some problems along the way. You don't control people, and so conflict may arise. And so, if you learn how to deal with these things back in college, you will be aided when you enter the real world. I will end my sharing with my tips for you, student leaders. First, I only have 3, just like SPF. The first one is learn. Learn a lot of things. Explore. Participate in activities like this. You have to attend student organization activities like this one, like the festival. Explore your interest. You have to enjoy it. Maximize whatever you can learn, from the readings down to the virtual conferences, even to other materials shared with us. New things, new adventure, develop positive attitudes towards life, and even coping with life's challenges. In this time of pandemic, it is good that even if we're not seeing each other and we couldn't be with each other personally, this kind of activity, inviting us sharers to help you still be motivated as student leaders, this is one way of helping us to learn more about life and coping with challenges. So the first one is learn. Second, relearn. You know, when you say that you encounter the same things again, and then you would say, ay, alam ko na yan, that actually draws the line, and that would inhibit you from learning new things. So give it a chance. Relearn things over and over again. accommodate routinary activities as these are part of our life, but always try to look for improvement, diba? In our work. Even though you keep on attending regular meetings, how many ThinkTalks have you attended? But always be accommodating of this new learning. So relearn. And lastly, unlearn. After you learn a lot of things, after you relearn a lot of things, it's also good to unlearn. I mean, it's good to empty your cup and always be open to new things that you have to learn. And just like the things that we have to adopt, one thing is always constant, and that is change. What is good now might not be good tomorrow. So we have to always adapt. So student leaders, Ateneans, we are always being positive about the things that we're experiencing. Despite this pandemic, we are opening ourselves to learning, relearning, and unlearning. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Diana. If may button lang for virtual applause, kanina pa namin pinipress ng ating mga participants. Ayan. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Diana, for an enlightening sharing. Ang dami kong na-relate kay ma'am, lalo na dun sa or naalala ko talaga nung first year ako sa or SEM. Yung teacher education department talaga ang napakaganda ng share. Parang kahit nga kaming mga ibang course na papasabay sa inyong share. Parang I think it goes pag sinabing matitibay education, doon na lang kami sumasabay sa education na part. Kahit hindi naman kami education. But it's fun. Kaya it's wonderful talaga na to have this. And nakakamiss rin talaga yung team building. Yung face-to-face na team building. Iba din kasi kahit we are attempting team building online, it's still different when we're with our organization members. Yan. See you guys. Since this is our last speaker, of course, here is our last question from our team, from OSA team. And sige, again, if you want to answer, please kindly click the raise hand button, and of course, state your answer. Sige, the question is, give the 3 tips given by Dr. Diana for us, the student leaders. In order, guys, ha? This is very recent, so hindi na yan super challenging, ha? Ang challenge lang is dapat in order yan. Kung binigay pa namin yung explanation ni ma'am, plus points. Siyempre, principal na yan si ma'am, pero hindi tayo enrolled sa school niya. Kaya wala tayong grades. But we still learn. Sige. Sige, guys, anyone? The 3 tips given by Dr. Diana for us student leaders, or students in general. Kasi may mga student leaders, may student members, yet to be leaders. Yeah. Sige, anyone who would like to try? Sige. Again, the 3 tips given by Dr. Diana during her sharing. Live, ha? Live yan, ha, guys? Smooth lang, guys, kahit live na kahit may ongoing na din si ma'am. Diyan pa din yung challenge. There is excellence working behind. Yan. Sige, bigyan ko ng clue. May theme siya, ha? May theme. Kasi si ma'am is a principal. Sige, hanggang dun lang tips ko, guys, ha? Medyo indirect, pero pwede na din. Relate naman. Sige, 3 tips. Unmute ba ako? Ay, hindi naman. Sige. The 3 tips given by Dr. Diana during her sharing, her talk, her think talk. Sige. Yes, Miss Kizia or Kisha? Forgive me for Sige. What is your answer?
Hello po. Good afternoon po. So the 3 tips po na binigay ni Dr. Diana is for us to learn, relearn, and unlearn po.
Yan. Sige. Good job. And of course, syempre, Confirmation kay Dr. Diana kung tama ba, Dr. Diana, if tama nga ba yung tips.
Well said.
Yan. O sige. And with that, congratulations, Miss Kizia or Kesha. You are our, yan, you won. You are our, claim natin. Kayo ang magki-claim ng prize sa OSA for your answering the question. Again, thank you so much for your participation. And of course, thank you so much, Dr. Diana, Ma'am Glay, and Sir Ralphie for this occasion would have been possible without your presence. And I hope that your stories will be helpful to all of us in our continuing journey in Ateneo. At this point, we now have come to the open forum. May now invite our invited reactors to share your questions or insights relative to the sharing of the three speakers. Our viewers are also welcome to post their reactions in the comment section of our AdNew OSA YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, we will try to read all of them later. Sige. Now let us call on our first student reactors. Of course, let me remind the reactors that they will be given around 3 to 5 minutes to comment on the sharing or on the sharings of our speakers. All right. Our first student reactor is Ramona Ramos. She is the College of Science and Engineering representative from the Supreme Student Government. Good afternoon, Mona. Thank you for joining us and of course participating kanina sa ating palaro. Yeah. Sige. Miss Mona?
Good afternoon po. Am I audible na po?
Yes, we can hear you po.
Okay, wait lang po. Good afternoon again, everyone. I'm Ramona M. Ramos. I am also a current student leader and a member of the Kabay Scholars Organization po. And upon hearing all the sharings of our respective speakers for today, I was fascinated because each of us really have a manifold experiences in leadership and organizational journey po. And to start po, this ThinkTalks webinar or sharing event is indeed a great avenue for students to listen and learn from other people regarding their experiences. And our experiences is conveyed in different parts of our lives, especially in leadership and membership. May it be in our household, referring to how we lead our family or how we guide our younger siblings, or in our classroom during our elementary years. And when we reach college, they say it's where we really face the training ground for the outside world. And there, leadership and organizational journey or experiences are crucial factors for personal growth and development. Starting with Sir Ralphie Nesho, I found the tips very amazing and good, since a lot of us tend to forget that ourselves plays a huge role in leadership responsibilities. And when we are truly mindful of our strengths and weaknesses, our capabilities and limitations, it allows us to become guided and directed po. And I think the more the responsibilities that we have, the more we are put in our leadership roles. And it is also the time that we discover about ourselves, and it is also the time that we are able to comprehend how little we know and how much we still have to know about ourselves. And it is in itself a journey of self-discovery and growth. And I was captivated by what he shared about not overlooking the courage of taking a stand, or by standing up for what we believe in, especially in what it is right. And even if our thoughts have no actual impact in a situation or in an issue, by taking a stand, we are revealing our one of a kind nature. And the more we do it, the more we will emerge from ourselves. And most importantly, I have learned from his sharing that listening is indeed vital as a leader and as a member of an organization. And leaders and members who truly listen are gems. And we should also be noted that empathy is a brilliant example of listening. And some of us right now can observe that um, many leaders avoid emotional connections, and that's kind of saddening, since we should know the importance of listening. And I think the finest leaders and members of an organization is are those who know how to empathize and render themselves easily accessible to those in need or to those who have concerns. And secondly po, the sharing of Ma'am Glidel Mandani Ballesteros shows us how great community work is, and the SPF is indeed catchy. And from her points, what I've got are the SPF, of course. It's really significant that leaders and members have a firm spirituality, regardless, of course, of our religion. And integrating spirituality in organizations and in our leadership journeys, it it is very vital because it will lead to increased perceptions of trustworthiness, um, support and dedication among the members, and second, the pureness of the heart, or the mind, the pureness of the heart and mind. It's also significant as well, because um, a leader and a member who has a pure heart and mind enables him or her to perform his responsibilities without any ill intentions. And because we have the potential to influence and impact other people, our genuineness is very important po talaga. And lastly, the family orientedness. So it helps us treat our colleagues not just as members or co-student leaders, but also as family. And from that, we should take note that um, good interpersonal relationships with our colleagues inside an organization is very important, because these are drivers of efficient and smooth process inside the organization. And when we have a strong foundation of support inside the organization, we will be able to navigate setbacks, address concerns, and of course, perform efficiently. And the common factors that I discovered from the three sharings, the importance of love, the Magis, the core personalis, and finding good of all things. This might be very cliche, since it's always reminded of us by our professors. But I think this Ignatian values help us to become more of ourselves, and most especially, these values are indeed important in our leadership and membership journeys in organizations. And ultimately, I think as student leaders and members of an organization, we are allowing ourselves to venture outside our comfort zones and find where we are good at and where we are comfortable
in performing our responsibilities. And the tips of our speakers for today are very important and vital po. And that would be all po for my
Right?
reaction.
Okay, thank you so much, Mona. And I am glad that you had very gained a lot of insights from our activity. Okay, thank you so much. Next, our next student reactor is Maria Lourdes Akayan, Secretary of the Center for Community Development, Volunteers, or CCD Volts. Or to ni Ma'am Glay. Hello, Ondet. Would you like to share your thoughts on the presentation?
Hello po. My thoughts on the presentation po, saka yung mga lessons shared po ng ating speakers. First of all po is, I really appreciated and enjoyed listening to what Ate Glay, Kuya Ralphie, and Ma'am Diana shared with us today. Being a volunteer is not an easy task. We have to juggle it with other responsibilities such as family, studies, and friends. As a volunteer myself, I can relate that being in an organization makes me learn so many things. Like what Kuya Ralphie said, learning about the self. I learned about my strengths and my weakness. Nalaman ko na kaya ko pala na di maging mahiyain. Kasi sa organization namin, sa CCD bots, madalas talagang walang fund. So, kailangan ko na di maging mahiyain para makita ng co-members ko na kaya ko and kaya din nila. Especially yung paghanap ng partner organizations, ng sponsors para sa event na gagawin namin. Na-realize ko din na kaya ko din palang mag-lead ng isang major event. Na-experience ko na maging project head ng tulong-dunong. Mahirap siya pero kinaya. Natutunan ko na kaya ko pala mag-lead ng hindi lang isa, ng maraming organization na tumutulong para dun sa ginagawa namin na activity, and na I relearned so many things such as leading people po. Pero in a different approach kasi yung mga na-experience ko na parang pag-lead ng tao dati is so different from what I did sa tulong dunong. So, I relearned too many things pa din. And I also unlearned being a person na is always in the box. Yung hindi nag-explore ng kaya niya or palaging nasa comfort zone. And being part of the organization na CCT, the people there became part of who am I right now, and they helped shape me into what kind of person I am. My experience is, at first, I was reluctant to join the CCD because my family thinks that it will be a hindrance to my study. Ayaw nila ng mga org na yan, and bawal daw akong sumali sa mga ganyan. Pero nung nag-join ako sa CCD boss, I realized na it was my proudest decision. Being a volunteer, I learned that I love extending myself to others. I also love seeing the smile of the people that we help. And especially yung sinabi nila na by just being there and present, they feel na hindi sila mag-isa sa kung ano man ang pagdaraanan nila. And being part of an organization, especially po yung CCD Bolts, made my college life happy. Yan po yung answer ko sa tanong ni Ate Glay na kung may ngiti po bang maiguguhit. And yan po, being part of CCD made me happy, especially po yung college life ko. Yan lang po. Thank you po.
Right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lourdes. We're all glad that you gained a lot, and I think I speak for other students na tulad ni Lourdes na it's hard to find the balance between your bachelor's and the BS or kumbaga yung term na ngayon. But it's still a challenge, and with challenges comes growth. And of course, thank you again, Lords. Next, our last student reactor is on that. Ayan pala yung tawag sa kanya. On that, hindi Lords. Inano. Sige. I'm sorry. Our last student reactor is Jake Camero. He's a member of the Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants, ADNU chapter, or JPIA ADNU. Hello, Jake. Would you like to share your thoughts or reactions?
Good afternoon po. Am I audible po?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
Thank you po. So first, I would like to commend our speakers po for putting out such motivational and insightful talks in this webinar po. Those experiences and life lesson stories they have shared with us, they are not just interesting po. They are also subjects. They can definitely be subjects to our own reflection and discernment. So pondering upon their life stories po, their experiences as student leaders, I have some realizations po, which I boil down to 3 key takeaways po. First key takeaway, there is beauty in seeking God in all things. One thing that really strikes me is finding God in all things, in everything that we have, in everything that we do. We shall acknowledge the value of finding God in them. As our speakers themselves revealed to us, they applied it those days when they were student leaders, when they were volunteers, and even now when they are in their respective professions and vocations, they continue to apply and practice finding God in all things. And I know this is also true to us, the dear participants. I know that when we get high remarks on our outputs, when some of us here get awarded for their outstanding performance in organizations as student leaders, or when they accomplish huge organizational works, in all those situations, I know we recognize that God is there and guiding us. But of course, we have to remind ourselves that it doesn't necessarily have to be a huge or big event. The mere fact na we are doing our daily routines, as Kuya Ralph has told us, it's already enough po. It could honestly be the mere fact na we wake up today, God is also there. As well as we have to remind ourselves that it doesn't necessarily have to be good ones, the good events in life. Because we cannot deny that we are going to face difficulties and different challenges somewhere along the line. So where is then the beauty in finding God in all things? Actually, as I reflected on those talks I realized na seeking God in all things can fuel the fire already burning within us. It gives us the courage to keep going despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the obstacles. And believing that He is there can make significant changes on our outlook and perspectives in life. It provides us an avenue to pause, reflect, then take on the challenges again, but this time with much more confidence because we know that He is with us. So the second key takeaway is that there is beauty in serving others. Our speakers were once great student leaders we cannot deny that. And throughout their journey, they have proven to us their significant contributions that drive their organizations to different successes. They were volunteers that put their hearts, minds, their very best in everything that they do. It was not easy of course, as it seems. They admit that at some point, they would doubt their capacity as leaders and volunteers. They would also feel afraid for things like uncertainty and failures. It is in their very experiences that the beauty and service can be felt, as what our speakers shared with us. Aside from the fact na they help other people know themselves, actually, there's also some self-discovery somewhere along there. There is another, when in sharing their part in other people, to other people rather, there is another part of themselves that began to unfold before their eyes that they never knew na it would happen. Moreover, I believe that service can be one of the building blocks in personal growth po. It is important to take note that in serving others, we feel the sense of empathy towards them, and not just towards them, but also towards us, towards ourselves. It helps us strengthen our value systems, like Kuya Ralph has told us, and feel the sense of self-worth. Yes, it enriches our experiences, but it also enriches our self-development, whether we know it or not. There's a different kind of satisfaction and joy in service, in doing acts of goodness that we may not find in material things. Sabi nga po ng mga student leaders natin, ng mga speaker natin, they were not rewarded financially po, but there is something that satisfied them na hindi nila mahanap sa financial rewards lamang po. So the last key takeaway po is there is beauty in coming out of your shell. What I mean here po is the Magis principle that states that strive for more, do more, and not settle for the commonplace. And as we have heard, the Magis principle po was greatly emphasized and practiced by our speakers and their experiences as student leaders, members, and organizational volunteers. I believe there is really beauty in exploring the world outside outside of our shells, outside of our comfort zones. Malay natin we'll discover new skills. Malay natin magaling pala tayo sa public speaking, sa writing, sa arts, na hindi natin alam kasi we exist only inside our shells. I know all of us here have been applying the Magis principle po. As soon as we learned about it. But I do understand that sometimes it may get overwhelming po. Kasi personally po, I also felt that po. Our minds can get clouded and sometimes we will even doubt ourselves. But we should remember to breathe, rest, then go fight the battle again. There is indeed beauty in coming out of one shell. It allows us form ourselves to grow into better person po on a holistic level. I believe many of us here aspire to be student leaders po, including me po, are actually doing it currently, like my fellow reactors po. And I hope we all value the essence of doing more, becoming more, striving for more, not just for ourselves, but also for others po. So let me reiterate lang po my 3 key takeaways. 1, there is beauty in finding God in all things. 2, there is beauty in service, in doing service for others. And 3, there is beauty in coming out of your shells po. So that's all po. Thank you, and I hope we all have a Magis weekend.
Yes, thank you so much, Jay, for a very wonderful sharing. And I like the point where he said that, and besides the application of the Ignatian values to his sharing, that was very nice. And I'd like what is stated was being a volunteer, it doesn't always have rewards, kumbaga, but being of service is its own reward. I like to be reminded of that. So, yan, just like everyone else, I hope, just like what Jake said, I hope everyone did enjoy this, and of course, a very wonderful weekend. Yan. I guess we can now proceed to reading some of the comments or questions posted by those viewing our presentation at YouTube. Yan, sige. And of course, open forum na tayo, guys. If you have questions, personal questions, joke lang. Questions towards our speakers about their student life. Ano bang mga details na na-miss out, na curious kayo na hindi nila na-mention doon sa kanilang sharing kanina? Sige. Like, nagpa-glow up ba ako pag sumali ako sa student organizations? Nagkakaroon ba ako ng bagong kaibigan sa student organizations? Sige guys, it is just like it said, it is an open forum. It is open to all questions with, of course, reservations. Hindi man pwede alam nyo naman na yan. Sige. Right, we have our first anonymous Yan guys, kung gusto nyo, pwede naman anonymous. If naiilang kayo na pinopronounce ko yung mga names nyo kanina, like, kasi di ako familiar sa ibang names nyo. So if we get to meet, I will practice saying your names. Sige, our first anonymous question. How did you manage to balance your ACADS and extracurricular activities despite your busy schedule? Ay, gusto ko talaga ito malaman kasi kaya gaya na mention ko, BS4 is a new hindi ko lang kung new term or dati pa naman to sa time nila Ma'am and Sir and Diana. And I guess this is for all speakers daw if okay lang daw to answer, you can answer po. From our speakers, paano daw po na-manage yung balance between ACADS and extracurricular activities despite your busy schedule? Ayan po. First question po for our speakers. Anyone from our speakers, Sir Ralphie, Ma'am Glay, and Dr. Diana, who would like to answer po the question? How did you manage to balance your ACADS and extracurricular activities despite your busy schedule?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes po, Dr. Diana.
Definitely, change of background kasi nag-call up lang. Definitely, it takes a lot of things to manage your time. Kailangan organize tayo. You have to schedule your activities.
Sige, mukhang may technical problem si Ma'am Diana. How about Ma'am Glay?
Hello, naririnig niyo ba ako?
Yes, ma'am.
Nawalan kasi ng kuryente sa amin kaya nakadata lang ako. So, I will just close my cam. So, yun. Sa question na yan, syempre nakakatulong yung meron kang schedule, no? Tapos, sinusulat mo siya. Pero another thing then is, I think knowing what is really important. Yung clarity noong ano yung mahalaga para sa'yo sa moment na yun. And then eventually, allowing yourself to really be flexible and not yung syempre may mga expectations tayo. We always want the best. But again, by allowing yourself to be flexible, the same with sa mga pwedeng mangyari sa'yo, nagkakaroon ka ng chance na ma-discover mo rin yung ibang parts pa ng college life mo. And kasama na din yung pagbabalanse ng time. Kasi parang lagi ko lang sinasabi nun is kapag gusto, may paraan. Kapag ayaw, may dahilan. Yun lang yung lagi kong binabalikan that time. So, wala akong direct formula kasi iba-iba talaga tayo. Iba-iba yung ating pamamaraan minsan. But I think first and foremost, yung clarity and then allowing yourself to be flexible will really help you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma'am Glay, for the wonderful tips. Right, totoo naman. May iba-ibang ways ang mag-fit sa atin na ways ng pag-manage ng time. And I guess, okay na po kay Ma'am, sa end ni Ma'am Diana.
Yeah, sorry. Nagkaroon kasi ng certain problem. Anyway, ako naman, hanggang ngayon, at in addition to what Ma'am Glidel said, yung priorities, kailangan malinaw sa atin. Of course, our ACADS should come first, but the time for service will also matter. So yung pagsulat ng schedule, hanggang ngayon, ginagawa ko pa rin ang things to-do list. Nandyan pa rin sa aking notebook kung anong dapat unahin. And syempre, always have a long list of plan A's to Z. Kasi ang dami talagang nangyayaring activities ng college na akala mo ito yung yung schedule, tapos biglang magpapalit, tapos may darating na bagong urgent activities. So you have to really also make sure that you have time for everything. Most especially to your family, hindi naman dapat ubos-ubos lahat ang ating oras sa academics and sa organization. Balance your time. Okay? Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma'am Dr. Diana. Ayan, it's very, laging naririnig, but yeah, it's very good to have this balance. Yeah. And I guess we can hear from Sir Ralphie.
Sorry, so itong ginagawa ko ngayon, nasa biyahe ako ngayon. So it's part of time management. So sorry if
Yes,
medyo
sir.
mali, but I hope
Practical
you can hear
example.
the practical application. So, but for me, tatlo lang, no? Una is know your commitments, limit, hindi man limit, siguro just know yung kaya mo lang. Huwag mong, don't push yourself too much. And number two, if hindi na kaya, try to delegate and ask help from your colleagues. Ayun. Nasabi na rin nila Ma'am Diana, tapos nilaglayden. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Proactive tayo, proactive ang ating speaker na kahit nasa biyahe, yan, very accommodating pa rin mag-answer ng ating question. Ayan, very much with comes balance. Of course, doon na din mas-set ang ating limits. Yan, very much agree to, sir. Yan, sige. Any more? May inad pala si Ma'am Glidel at ko lang pala malaking pasalamat sa mga friends and sa mga orbmates na nagpapaalala sa isa't isa. Yes, to have a community in college is a very good experience. Finding your group is very helpful towards any part, may it be org or what. And pinag-spell out na ni Sir mga sinabi niya, commit what you can, delegate, and of course, very important, ask help. Yan, sige. That was one of our first questions. Any more questions from our participants? Sige, check natin ang ating lista kung sino ang bagong dating. Yung bagong dating. I'm sure you were with us, pero hindi ako familiar with. Parang hindi ko natawag kanina. Ito si Miss Sherry May Cabezudo. Again, I'm sorry if I am butchering the pronunciation of your names. But again, good afternoon, Miss Sherry. Do you have any question or insights from our speakers' talks? TEDx-like talks of our speakers. Hello? Miss Sherry? Sige, back na muna tayo kay Miss Sherry. None muna, but she learned a lot. She learned new things today. That's very good. Sige, proceed tayo sa ating anonymous question. What are your hopes for the current Atenean student leaders? Any one of our speakers din daw po. Yes, this is a very relevant question kasi nga, I guess we are the new normal student organization or student organization leaders. Again, to reiterate, what are your hopes for the current Atenean student leaders despite of what's happened, yun nga, lockdown and everything, pandemic, all of 2020 to 2022. Sige po, any of our speakers would like to answer?
Did I hear it right? You were talking about hopes for the orgs or something like that?
Current Atenean student leaders po. And siguro po in relation na din po sa mga student organizations. Pwede naman mag-expand po doon.
Yes. Ang pinaka-hope lang natin ngayon kasi syempre up until now the situation hasn't been normal. We really have hopes that these people will stay committed to the organization, to the advocacy of the organization, kapit lang. When you join organizations, that means you believe in the advocacy and you commit yourself also, and that means sometimes you have to sacrifice, and it would also entail that you will be able to learn practical skills and knowledge as well. So, minsan dadating talaga na mahirap ganito, pero we still find ways on how to reach out to each other. So sana alongside all the skills that we learn, we never forget to have the heart for these organizations and to our fellow school leaders. So kukuha tayo ng motivation sa mga kasamahan natin. So sige lang po, patagos lang, continue lang natin ang ating passion and as we join organizations.
Yes, thank you so much po, Dr. Dea. Very well said po. We too let's all have hope. And again, kapit lang. Sa ating mga student organization, leaders na nanonood ngayon, yan, kapit lang tayo guys. Kaya natin to. Sige, Ma'am Glidel.
Hello po, naririnig po ako.
Yes po, yes po.
Hello po. Hello po.
Yes ma'am.
Okay po. So ako po, okay po. Yung sa akin pang pumasok lang is be a force of love to yourself and to your community. So when it comes, pag sinabi kasing love, yung generate niyang good feelings sa sarili mo tapos sa iba rin, nakakahawa siya eh. And sana maghawaan tayo ng pagmamahal ngayon kasi ang dami-daming nangyayari. Hindi lang sa bansa natin, kundi sa ibang bansa. And kung ano man yung little ways natin, it doesn't have to be a grand gesture. But, yung intention mo to share your love, even it means na, bawa ko ngayon medyo napapagod tayo, siguro that's really part of our journey. No? Hindi naman laging nasa taas, hindi rin naman laging nasa baba. But always remember that everything will pass. So, it's like a clouds sa sky. Magpapass lang din yan. And as you stay doon sa centered mo, doon sa love na nafe-feel mo sa sarili mo, and you allow it to expand to others, makahawa sa iba, in your own way, may na-share ka sa ibang tao at sa hindi mo alam kung ano yung na-share mo sa kanila. People sometimes might not remember kung ano yung exactly sinabi natin o yung ginawa natin sa moment na yun. Pero how we made them feel. And that force of love, that feeling of love, I hope it stayed sa whether sa'yo o sa kung sino mang taong nakasalamuha mo. And I support yung sabi ni Ma'am Diana na stay committed with your organization and stay loving. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Very beautiful insight coming from Be Contagious. Very relevant sa COVID. Though hindi naman I'm not putting a dreadful spin on this, but it's very nice. It's like a smile. You need to be contagious. And of course, yung statement ni Ma'am na people won't remember exactly yung ginawa mo or what you said, but what you've made them feel will last with them. And hopefully, is that contagion. But you know what I mean? Contagion. Yung nahawa, sige. Yeah. And from Sir Ralphie, he said that my hope for everyone is to be kind always. Be true and genuine to talk with the people you have concerns with. Try to understand where they are coming from before judging. Be consistent. Fight on. Yes, this is very, I think we can align this with being men and women for others. This is very, this must be a great way to be a student leader. By being kind always. Sige po. Yan, nakita ko ang ating chat. Mukhang madaming nag-share from Miss Cyrian. Sabi niya, shy po ako. Okay. Thank you so much to all the speakers po. I learned so much from your sharing. I have a question. How did you deal with organizational burnout? Yan. I guess any one of our speakers again, kasi wala naman po siyang pinag-specify na speaker. Yan. Organizational burnout. Besides sa ACADS, may sa orgs din. Paano?
Yeah, I guess organizational burnout, depende siya kung, ang daming sources niyan. Tao, kasamahan sa organization, nababurn out din tayo dyan most of the time. And then, minsan, kakamit natin, there are certain expectations, frustrations na hindi natin na-meet kasi we have set those things to ourselves. How do we deal with them? Face them. We have to admit that sometimes things are not within our control, and we have to graciously accept the fact that there are certain mistakes and room for improvement. And these are the things that where we can grow. So, ina-accept natin yan, and then pag burnout na tayo, tigil. Pause for a while, try to put a distance, reflect on the certain activity, or try to reflect on this kind of people that you have. Tapos, pag okay ka na, join and then settle, confront the situation, face it, but never give up, never surrender.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am.
Simple
yes po,
lang.
sir.
Simple lang, pahinga.
Mm.
Yun lang. Pahinga din, sige lang.
Yes, sir. Very true po. Rest is very good.
Ano po, sa akin 2 steps lang. Inhale, exhale.
True. Very vital, ma'am. Very vital.
Pause for a while.
Yan. Very vital nga na. Ang na-picture ko pag burnout, yun nga, burnout ka, then may mag-grow ulit. Kasi new slate and everything. Kasi nga, yan, new exercise yourself and like that. Sige. Thank you so much to our speakers and thank you so much, Miss Cyrian, for your question. Let's see. Teka, patamuran ko yung chat. Yan, since nag-answer na din si Sir Ralphie, ano ko na yung question ni Mona. Any of the speakers who can answer, what advice can you give to student leaders who feel anxious and worried regarding their performance in organizations? And this is like somehow parang imposter sa yung organization. Parang enough ba ako? Nakakatulong ba ako? Ano ginagawa ko dito? Ba't ako nag-sign up? Di ko naman nakakaganoon. And very many anxieties. That's very true. And to read Sir Ralphie's answer, and he said, "Hi Ramona, don't be hard on yourselves. Isa-isa lang. Tiwala lang din. Basta just do your best and kaya as you have planned and hope for your organizations." Yes, very truth lang naman talaga. The truths are very simple yet very hard to grasp. Kumbaga, kasi wala. But there's so much more to them. We understand that. Sige. Yan. May daragdag po ma'am sa ating mga ma'am, ating Dr. Diana or Ma'am Glidel dun sa question.
Nakaka-relate ako even until now kasi sometimes we always wait for confirmation from other people. Naghihintay tayo na sabihan tayo, "Uy, magaling ka. Uy, maganda yung ginawa mo. Uy, ang ganda ng organization." And sometimes those words are not easy to find. Kaya maganda din na once in a while, you don't need these confirmations but you have to affirm yourself. So tama yung sinabi ni Sir Ralph na tiwala lang, and then after that, natawa nga ako kanina nung nagsasabi ako ng maraming tips, tapos sabi ni Glidel, inhale, exhale, tapos sabi ni Ralph, pahinga lang. Oo nga, no? So, ganun lang din talaga ang gagawin muna natin. Pero the feeling is actually valid. Na-feel din namin yan.
Yes, sa ating mga sa atin na mga mga student members, we all felt that. Let's just again do our best. Tiwala lang. Yan. Sige. And of course, thank you din si Ramona for the advices. Sige. Ma'am Glida?
So pasundan ko lang yung sinabi ni Ma'am Diana, yung affirmations. Dito sa school, pinapractice namin yung Ho'oponopono. It's saying every day habang yakap mo sarili mo ng Thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I accept you. Hindi mo kailangan siyang dugtungan ng mahal kita kasi ganito. Wala. Hindi mo kailangang isipin bakit. Because you are already you are already lovable, and you don't need any reasons to prove kung bakit kailangan mong sabihin yung mga katagang yun sa sarili mo. And practicing it for 21 days actually helps a lot dito sa students namin and sa mga teachers namin. Kasi kahit naman hindi ka students, you also experience it sa work. The same with Ma'am Diana, yung sinabi niya kanina. And yan, continue to affirm yourself. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Very wholesome po ang kay ma'am. Mantra, kumbaga. And ayan, it's good to be kind to ourselves. Say those good words you say to others to yourself. Direct it towards you. That's what I got. Yan. Sige. I guess with the time, that concludes our open forum. And of course, thank you so much, Dr. Diana, Ma'am Glay, Sir Ralphie, our reactors, and of course, to our participants who took part in the open forum and for the rest of the program. I hope that this event has been both informative and enlightening for all of us, especially the students. Now, to show our gratitude to our speakers for their time and effort, despite their very busy schedule, we now present this electronic certificate of appreciation. Let me read the citation. The certificate reads, the Ateneo de Naga University Office of Student Affairs presents this certificate of appreciation to Dr. Diana Aborte Makilan in grateful recognition of her invaluable contribution and service as resource speaker in the formation activity ThinkTalks, Everyday Magis, Season 3, held on March 25, 2022 via Zoom, given this 25th day of March 2022 at Ateneo de Naga University, City of Naga, Philippines. Signed by Mr. Von Swedan R. Adoremos, the Program Officer for Student Activities and Student Organizations, Mr. Rodolfo S. P. Bertus Jr., Director, Office of Student Affairs, and Ms. Janet B. Badong Badilla, Executive Director, Office of Mission and Identity. Let's give Dr. Diana a round of virtual applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, send your reactions our way. Send reactions to our speakers. Ayan. And of course, the same certificate is also awarded to Ma'am Glidel Mandane Ballesteros and Sir Dionysius Ralph Nescio. And of course, thank you so much for your time. This ThinkTalks wouldn't have been successful without your presence. And of course, we have now come to the end of the program. To those who registered, e-certificates of attendance will be provided to you after accomplishing the evaluation being shared on the screen. You may opt to copy the link in the chat boxes or scan the QR code. And of course, we hope you learned a lot from this season of ThinkTalks, Everyday Magis. Let us continue to educate ourselves and others in creating a better future for our country, starting with the upcoming elections. Right? Thank you, everyone. Ingat. Diyos mabalos.
Recording stopped.
Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you, Dr. Diana, Ma'am Glay, and Sir Ralphie. Thank you
Thank you so much po.
Thank you po sa lahat.
Salamat
Thank you,
po.
Vons.
Thank you so much
Osa.
po. Bye-bye po.
Bye po.
Wala ng music.
Okay. Na-overtime tayo sa dun sa Icebreaker. Hindi ko pala na-estimate.
Thank you sa OSA team.
Thank you po, OSA. Thank you po sa mga speakers. Thank you po sa family.
Thank you po.
And thank you po, Sir Ralphie. Well, very able. That's very high praise coming from our speaker. Yeah. Woo!
Grabe. Wala ka na at Adject Laway. Kanina ka pa nag-adlib.
Oo nga, sir. Kailangan ko ng tubig. Kung hindi ko nga...
Hindi ka nag-prepare ng tubig.
Isang baso lang, sir. Hindi naman ako pwede hindi ako nakatakbo eh. Hindi ako nakakatakbo.
Thank you, Girl Me. Thank you po. Thank you po. Sorry, nagbabiyan.
Thank you po.
Hi, Rosalie. Ano si Sir Sunny?
Hello po, Sir Sunny. Hi, Ma'am Janet. Hi, Ma'am Rose. Hi, Sir Van.
Sir Sunny, hello. Hi, Sunny.
Sa biyahe po si Kuya Ralphie.
Sir, nadoble pala yung ibang participants. May mga ibang...
Ayun nga. Gibo, actually, 10 sinda. So, 300 na lang.
Nice.
10 sinda. 300 na lang. Bye-bye po.
Thank you po. Thank you po for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you po.
Inom kang tubig, naubusan ka itong laway.
Yes po. Noted na po. Noted po.
Hi!
Ano ka? Picture ka, Van? Kuya Ralphie, kung makaka-open mic,
Sige po.
open cam ka po. Picture lang daw po.
Hi, Ralphie!
Picture. Body ka lang. Picture. Okay na, naka-picture na ako.
Na?
Okay na.
Okay na, sir?
Yes.
Pero ako kung ano. Yung ano.